Shalom, shalom, Israel. My name is Shemaiah ben Israel, and I'm going to be going over why the Native Americans and the Indians are not Israel. You can kind of say this is a response to all the YouTube videos on here lying, saying that they're Israel when they're not. And you know, I could go into common sense, but I'm just going to go ahead and stick strictly with the scriptures. You feel me? You know, I'm going to prove to you in this book that it ain't you, because like I said, if the glove don't fit, you must have quit. Alright, so let's kick it off right here. We will go to Leviticus 26 and 17. And it says, I shall set my face against you, and you shall be smitten before your enemies. And those who hate you shall rule over you. And you shall flee when no one pursues you. Now, don't get me wrong. White man does hate you. Indian and Mexican, but he doesn't rule over you. Mexico, they have their own land. In Indians, you govern yourself on your reservations. So, that means that this cannot be talking to you. Because the white man doesn't rule your reservations. You govern yourselves. Okay, now we're going to go to Leviticus 26:34. These are just straight from the book. Not my opinions, straight from the book. Okay. And the land shall enjoy its Sabbath as it lays waste. And you are in your enemy's land. The land that will rest and enjoy its Sabbath. Well, the most important part of that is that you are in your enemy's land. I thought this was your land. So this can't be the land of your enemies, because this is your land. And it says Israel will be in the land of their enemies. As a matter of fact, verse 36 pretty much says the same thing. And those who are left shall send faintness into the hearts in the land of their enemies. And the sound of a shaken leaf shall cause them to flee. And they shall flee as though retreating from a sword. And they shall fall when no one pursue it. Excuse me. 38 also says this. And you shall perish among the nations in the land of your enemies, shall eat you up. These are part of the curses who prove who Israel is. This is not the land of your enemies. You were not brought here for the land of your enemies. So this is your land. So this can't be talking about you. Okay, let's go to 41. Yes, 41. And that I have also walked contrary to them, and brought them into the land of their enemies. He keeps on saying the land of their enemies. This is not the African Americans' land. This is the land of the African Americans' enemy. This was never the African Americans' land. This was never the Hebrew man's land. This was the Native American man's land. The Washita Moors' land. This was never the Hebrew American, black Hebrew Americans' land. It just wasn't. This is the land of our enemies. We were brought here. It says it right there. And we're going to go to 44. And yet for all this, where they are the land of their enemies, I shall not reject them, nor shall I loathe them, so as to destroy them and break my covenant with them, for I am Yah, their Elohim. So he says in the land of their enemies, where Israel is going to be residing in the land of their enemies, he's not going to break or destroy them and break his covenant. See, his covenant will be broken if he destroyed us as a nation. Aztecs, Incas, Mayans, destroyed. But Yah just says right here, he's not going to destroy you. He's going to keep you a pure nation. Okay. Now let's go to Leviticus 26 and 33. And I shall scatter you among the nations, and draw out a sword after you, and your land shall be desert, and your city in ruins. That's talking about the worldwide dispersal of the Hebrew man, the Hebrew slave. According to the Native Americans, Columbus took a little small prison of Indians and sent them to Spain. Now, for this to be true about you, you got to find Indians in India, Brazil, and they had to have been brought there, not already there. You understand? They had to be brought there. In India and all throughout Europe. You can't even find a community of Native Americans that live in Spain that say we've been here since the 1500s and we don't know who we are. So this does not depict you. We were spread throughout the world, like the book says. But let's keep on going. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to go to Deuteronomy 4. Bereshit 4. No, that's Genesis. Devarim, my bad. Devarim 4. 27. Let's go ahead and do this. It's out the book now. And I shall scatter you among the peoples, and you shall be left few in number among the nations where Yah drives you. You guys weren't driven anywhere. You guys were already here. You weren't driven anywhere. To be driven somewhere means to be forcefully moved. And if you know the heritage of the northern tribes, only place they were driven to was Assyria. And as soon as they left, they got on their own boat and went to the islands of the sea. Not America. And some fled to South Africa. But that's neither here nor there. We're discussing you guys right now. So, we're going to go from 27 to 28. And there you shall serve mighty ones, the work of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see, nor hear, nor eat, nor smell. We praise what mighty ones of wood and stone. The Christian cross, the pagan Muslim Kaaba, those are gods of wood and stone. You guys praise your ancestral gods. And you still do it in your seances at the reservation. Because you know your history, you know your culture, you know your ancestry. It's all right here. I don't understand how they don't see it. So, now we're going to go to Deuteronomy 28, 25. Yah causes you to be defeated before your enemies. You go out one way against them and flee 7 ways before them. And you shall become a horror to all reigns on earth. This happened in our captivity in the Americas. The Black Civil Rights Act, we tried to come with peace. They came with violence. We came in one way with peace. They came at us with violence. We scattered 7 ways. That's never happened to you guys. You can go to 63. And it shall be, as Yah rejoiced over to do you good and increase you, so does Yah rejoice over you to destroy you and lay you waste. And you shall be plucked off the land which you go to possess. You guys weren't plucked off the land. You guys are still on the land that you supposedly came to possess. I don't understand. When we left Israel, we went to go possess West Africa, and we were plucked from West Africa. They didn't put us in a small corner of West Africa and say, okay, this is your area now. They took us. That's being plucked. Understand, these are just reasons that you're not Israel. It says it right here. To homeboy Issachar and all the rest of y'all. I really hope y'all are listening. Because I'm getting tired of you guys' videos. It's just a bunch of lies, and you guys are dealing with the author of confusion. So, and Yah shall scatter you among all peoples, from one end of the earth to the other. And there you shall serve mighty ones, which neither you nor your fathers have known, wood and stone. Once again, you guys have not been dispersed worldwide. So, we're going to go to Deuteronomy 28 and 37 to show you that the black man is lower than the other races. Because the book says so. 28:37. Thus you shall become an astonishment, a proverb and a mockery among all the peoples to which Yah drives you. When was the Indian man a mockery to any other people but the white man? But the black man is a mockery to the Mexican, to the Indian, to the Chinese, to the white, to the Arab, to the African. We are the lowest race. It says it right here. It's not because we are supposed, it's because we didn't obey the laws. So let's get that right. Deuteronomy 28:43. These are just a few, man, just a few. You guys can also go and search and do your own. The sojourner who is among you, that's talking about you, Indian and Mexican, rises higher and higher above you, but you come down lower and lower. He lends to you, but you do not lend to him. He is the head and you are the tail. Mexicans open up taco shops everywhere. They don't have a problem doing it. The Mexicans can come over from Tijuana and come to San Diego and open a taco shop like that. I'm going to have a problem opening any kind of business. Like he said, they come and they rise. And while we steadily are down here in the ghetto, we've been in the ghetto since we've been here. We haven't rose. But everybody else who comes just keeps rising, rising, rising above us. 44, he lends to you. Oh yeah, I already said that. Okay, so I hope that proves it to you. And one more. Yeshayahu, Isaiah 42:22. But this is a people robbed and plundered. All of them are snared in holes, and they are hidden in prison houses. They have become prey with no one to deliver, for plunder and no one to say restore. Whoa. Now, the African American male in America is 12% of the population, but we are 50% of the prison population. Is that or is that not packed in prison houses? Are Native Americans packed in prison houses? Mexicans are packed in prison houses in California. They ain't deep out here in Texas. They ain't deep on the East Coast. We're deep everywhere you go in America. We pack their prison houses. From New York to California, from Alaska to Hawaii, and anywhere in between, we pack those prison houses. These are just some of the things to show you that Israel is black and black only. We are not Native American. These curses that I have laid down show you who are the real Israelites. You can't use one or two curses to say, okay, this makes us Israel. It doesn't work that way. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to offend anyone, but show me facts. And don't give me no vague scriptures, because I didn't give you vague scriptures. I gave you scriptures that pertain to what's going on, how to find out who the true Israelites are. And they ain't stringy haired, and they ain't Mexican nor Indian. They're woolly haired, kinky haired Hebrew people. Shalom.